what are you doing these days? How are you making money from SEO?
So I've got a couple of e-com stores, which do well. I am
Drop shipping or you are sourcing?
One's drop shipping and one's sourcing. I do a lot on YouTube. I still do a bit of affiliate, or I work with brands or SaaS tools to promote their products.
So what do you think? If anybody is doing SEO in 2025, what makes the most money? Straight up, one-liner. Not this also makes, that also makes.
Selling links.
Selling links.
Yeah.
Okay. One thing to my audience, I'll tell, Netherlands as a market is really good.
I work in the Netherlands, and
is less competitive, is high paying audience, and is good. So now talking about quick SEO myths that you feel is just worthless in 2025.
SEO myths.
So, Mr. Craig, welcome to our show. How are you doing today?
I'm good. I'm a bit sore after surgery, but I'm good. Glad to be here.
Okay. I'll start off with a very basic yet very important question that people have when it comes to SEO in 2025. What's working in SEO these days? With so much noise onto AI overviews, AIO, SEO, and so many new terms coming up.
I think it's a strange time for SEO. There is, like you say, AI overviews and everything else coming out, and I think it is really important to adapt and test and try and get traffic from these sources. A lot of people ask the question, is SEO dead? And it's not. Like, what we knew SEO as is changing, and that is not going to change. But we need exposure, we need traffic, and your job as an SEO is still to get traffic. So whether you're optimizing for an AI overview, whether you're doing SEO on YouTube, whether you're doing parasite SEO, it's still SEO. You're driving traffic to a product or service. And if you think that, the old days of, maybe having these blogs with all the content on it is going to win the game.
12,000 words, 15,000 words.
That's not going to work anymore. That's changing. So you have to be prepared to adapt. But I find it exciting, learning about AI and what works and what doesn't, and how to get in the AI overview. We spoke prior to you recording, where we get traffic from, parasite SEO, and, there's lots of things that work very well to get traffic. And my fear is that a lot of people who frown upon things like parasite SEO, maybe the whiter hat side of the industry, are going to be stuck because they've never really evolved into what is working. Now, guys like you or various other people who work in SEO who try and test different things, you're crazy not to have something on Reddit or LinkedIn Pulse or whatever if it's going to get you traffic, and why would you not do it?
Yes.
So, for me, that's what SEO is, and a lot of stuff still works, but a lot of the stuff that works are things that people don't want to talk about.
Exactly.
Or they don't want to admit work. We talk about niche edits is the nicer way to say the name, not the name that you mentioned. Niche edits. All of these things work, but people don't want to talk about it publicly in fear of people saying you're a fucking dodgy motherfucker or whatever. It works. And that's all there is to it. Your job is to drive traffic. And if something works, exploit it for everything you can. And when it stops working, then of course find the next best thing.
Yeah.
And for me,
I believe if something, again, sorry to interrupt you, but I believe if something stops working, the most basic and obvious thing is just go on to SERP and check what's working.
Yeah.
If this is not working, then what's working?
Something will be working.
Something will be working.
It's the same with the AI overview.
Yeah.
Or AI in general. People say, how can I get in there? And you're like, it shows you the fucking source.
Yeah.
If you are on
and people are clicking on those links.
Yeah. But if you own the AI overview and that information is pulling from Business Insider, then I'm going to beat you. I'm going on Business Insider as well. Or something better. If not more powerful, with a better article that better optimized. I'm going to beat you. I'm not going to just say, I can't do this. If Business Insider for you's been rewarded, I want some of it. And I think a lot of people don't have that mentality where you have to, it's there, it's staring you in the face. And if that is working and the SERP has shown this, then you have to fucking match that. And if you're running away with all the money, I don't want that to happen. I want my share of the money and I'm going to fucking fight you for it. And I think a lot of people don't always have that mindset, if that makes sense.
Yeah, people don't have that. People still, because again, the theory of SEO from, the ages have been, it's free, it's organic. So now that SEO has become competitive over the years, people don't want to invest that much.
Yeah.
See, techniques like parasite SEO, it's expensive.
Yeah.
Not every article works. You put in 10 articles, 3 or 4 of them will work.
Yeah.
Rest will not work. You'll have to take up that loss.
Yeah, but you know better for the next time.
Yes.
That these 4 work.
But why did it work? What did I do exactly?
But once you know that those 4 work, you fucking double down.
Double, triple,
whatever. Yeah. And exploit the shit out of it. Yeah. So it's not everything works in life. Everything you do, whether it be going to the gym, whether it's eating things, you eat something, you'll be like, that's rubbish. I don't like that. I don't like that restaurant. You've tried it and you know not to go back. But life is about experiences and testing and trying things out. And if you're going to sit there and just stick with the one thing that you like, you're going to lead a very sheltered life. So
people maneuver so much onto different things. They don't give the full energy to one single thing. If given the right way, it outbeats everything.
Yeah. So I think it's a mindset thing. And I think what I see is a lot of SEOs are going to have to change that mindset and double down on what works. And whether you want to pretend it does work or doesn't work or whatever your narrative is,
do it.
Do it.
Do it and then make a conclusion.
Yeah.
And then, if I talk about what are you doing these days? How are you making money from SEO?
So I've got a couple of e-com stores, which do well. I am
drop shipping or you're sourcing?
One's drop shipping and one's sourcing. I'm also CMO at Odys. So that takes up a bit of time. I do a lot on YouTube. I still do a bit of affiliate or I work with brands or SaaS tools to promote their products. And I've got a couple of other businesses that are not SEO related. They are
like,
so I've got I don't want to say because people come in actually and copy it, but they're not digital marketing related businesses. I use marketing to make those businesses work, but they're bricks and mortar businesses. But I don't want to say the niche because everyone will be like, I'm going to fucking do one of them. So, but yeah, I've got a couple of businesses, that I use my marketing ability to make money. So yeah, I do, like I say, YouTube and various other bits as well to educate and, obviously work with brands.
Brand sponsorship. Yeah. YouTube is very strong.
Yeah.
The ad revenue is good because you have an English audience.
Yeah. And, it's also about giving back.
Yeah, exactly.
I like to help educate people coming into the industry.
Like just by doing this podcast.
Yeah. Dude, I love it. When you message me, I'm like, sure.
Sure.
If we can find time to do it.
You were very quick and kind enough.
I'm like, dude, no problem. If we can find a spot and we can do it and I can help your audience in any way, even if it's just a mindset thing, then I'm happy, man. So I like to do that to give back and help people because I think, when I was growing up and I was learning SEO, a lot of it was forum based.
Yeah.
There wasn't YouTube at the time and it was a harder learning curve. So I like to give back and I like to think I've helped a lot of people by doing that as well. But obviously the flip side of that is you do get brand deals and following and stuff. So that can also turn into money. And, my one piece of advice there is, if you're going to go out and build a personal brand, and stuff like that, there is still a lot of money to be made from building an email list, from building a social media following, from building a YouTube audience. Because again, where there's traffic, there's money. So if I've got all of that, people want exposure to my audience and I can make money. So a lot of people say, why would you give back and do video after video after video? Duh. You know,
You need to make up the audience.
the audience want the information and the other people want to pay to be in front of that audience. So there's a business model within doing that as well. But a lot of people do it and they don't join the two parts together. So a lot of guys I know who do YouTube are not funneling these people to an email list. They're not forcing these people onto their Instagrams or LinkedIn.
They're just doing YouTube as YouTube, but not as business.
Yeah. So
they're not building an ecosystem around the traffic they're generating.
Ecosystem is the word.
Yeah.
You've got to build an ecosystem that works as a business because you don't want to do this podcast for free, just for fun. It's leading to exposure, helping people,
maybe plugging in some brand in between and affiliate.
But you're spending time doing these things and it's not for the fun of it. There's always got to be a business angle, if that makes sense, as well. So I think a lot of people forget that part. And I see a lot of people going, yeah, I've got 500 YouTube videos and it's not really working that well. And you're like,
it's not from a business angle.
Yeah.
That perspective is missing, the mindset.
Yeah. So nothing special I'm doing that's that much different. My mindset and the angle is better than most people's.
So what do you think? If anybody is doing SEO in 2025, what makes the most money? Straight up, one liner, not this also makes, that also makes. But if a beginner had to pick one thing, what's that one thing that he should pick that will make the most money if he or she puts in all the effort required?
Selling links.
Selling links.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's obviously so many other things that you can sell, but selling links is high profit margin, and everyone's buying them. No one can be bothered sourcing them themselves. So if you sell them and you've got a good list,
at every scale, you either have to build up a team or either have to outsource.
Yeah.
Even after sometimes having team, you outsource certain links because you just don't want to get into the cycle of negotiating, communicating. Yeah. You just want one guy. These are the links that I want. This is your payment and done. Boom.
Yeah.
You don't want to get through and forth, come back again and again.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's link building. So as you said, link building. Next question coming up is backlinks still worth it? Is building...
Absolutely. I think,
more important than ever.
I would say I'm not going to say more important than ever. Yes and no, right? And I'll tell you why. The backlinks have always been an important part of the internet and power and, there's so many reasons why a backlink's going to help you. But even more so when it comes to AI and the AI overview. Not the AI overview, but just AI in general.
It's a signal.
Yeah. But if you previously wanted Google to pick up your content, you would put it on your own website. For AI, it's not on your own website. It's on trusted third-party websites. So from that perspective, I think link building has become even more fucking important because, like we said, you have to look. If someone is all over the AI and it's on Business Insider, it's on here and it's on here, you have to go out and get them. It's not like you can just go and create content and put it in your own blog. It has to be on trusted third-party websites now. So that is where I think link building
is more than important than ever.
More important now than it has been before. From that perspective, so obviously feeding the LLMs, I think link building and guest posts and articles on these third-party websites is vital. And I don't see link building dying. Anyone who says it is would clearly not understand the mechanics of what's going on, because you understand it and you'll agree with that statement, but there'll be people saying, nah, links have been dead for years, blah, 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 blah. And you're like, I don't care what you call this, but feeding the LLMs, that's still a link.
Yeah.
You're still buying a guest post on a guy's website.
Or maybe just try to rank up, right? Without, rank up for best online casino, an open challenge for you.
Yeah.
Anybody saying that links are shit, just rank up for any casino term without links.
Oh, it's possible. Yeah. Possible. It's, I've had guys out there say link building doesn't, it does need to be done and all that. And you're like, yeah, if you're a plumber in Ohio,
then
you've got an argument.
Semantic SEO makes more sense.
Yeah.
Building up a content structure.
Don't tell me that you've ranked in a competitive space when you're saying that, because you've not.
Because, rarely fighting with 50 people around for a very small traffic audience, not even 1,000 searches a month. Best plumbers in Ohio, just an example.
I work in the iGaming space the same as you. I routinely see people spending hundreds of thousands a month minimum who do this stuff. Don't tell me that link doesn't work.
Yeah.
Because everyone's doing it. And, their strategies and the way that they do it, whether that be redirects, PBNs, fucking niche edits.
Everything works in general.
Everything. But there's a whole
there has to be a pattern,
other argument.
A research bagged. Because again, what I have experienced in my experience so far in 7 years in SEO, not everything works in every niche.
Oh, different countries, different.
Like if you remember back in those days, those for PC keyword used to rank really well. People used to get a lot of shell links for those keywords.
Yeah.
The for Windows,
yeah,
this download for Windows or APK keyword. They required a very different set of links versus ranking up an iGaming site. They require a very different type of link.
Yeah, but also location to location.
Yeah.
The algorithms are not the same.
Yeah.
Some of the stuff that I see, like the UK and the US algorithms are fairly aggressive.
Different.
But if you go to like Italy, sometimes it's like SEO from 10 years ago that stuff where you're like, this cannot still work.
Like nothing. Regional domains work like everything.
So you're like, wow.
If you have a co.uk, you are so much more superior than a guy holding just a .com.
Yeah. So there's different rules for different countries as well. And I think the algorithms are more aggressive in the bigger markets, UK, US.
Market,
but like
but there are better markets.
You couldn't just write down a strategy and follow that and it works in every country. It's just not going to work.
One thing to my audience, I'll tell, Netherlands as a market is really good.
I work in the Netherlands and
is less competitive, is high paying audience and is good. People just, be in the fluff of US, India, UK, Canada, Australia, and their SEO is done location wise. They don't go off the mind. Again, the angle thing. They don't target the right angle.
One of the big websites that I've got and worked on for many years initially started in the Netherlands, and people are like, Craig, why would you go out and rank in the Netherlands? And I'm like, why not? And they're like, but you don't speak the language and all that. And I'm like, it's not about me speaking the language. As long as someone else speaks the language
and can write content and can optimize,
then it's easier and there's money to be made. The same argument goes for Germany. The UK has 65 million people apparently that stay in the UK. There's 85 million that stay in Germany, and the SEO is 10 times easier. And again, most people see the barrier to entry as the language.
But that in 2025, that
doesn't have to be a problem. Yeah.
You can, just outsource to people. There are good AI tools. You can do one thing if language is a barrier, but get content written with the AI tool, get it proofread by somebody professional.
Yeah. But if I thought for a second that I could come to your country,
hire native people
and make X amount of money selling whatever, I'm coming. Like, I don't give a fuck. I can hire an Indian easy peasy, to write the content. I can hire an Indian to do whatever. I can even hire an Indian to design the website. It's a business opportunity. And if the search volume's there and I know how to rank and there's a return of my investment, I don't give a fuck. Yeah. Whether it's India or fucking Mongolia or
South
Holland,
Africa, Nigeria.
What does it matter to me? What I will say is, why would I fight in the US for a competitive term when I could probably make more money and do it 10 times easier in another country like
Italy?
Your battles. I'm not going to go and fight with Mike Tyson. And you're like, there's just no point. Like, he'll kill me.
Yeah.
And it's the same with SEO.
Versus fighting with me, in terms of strength.
I've got half a chance.
Yeah.
I'll take that fight. Yeah. But Mike Tyson, I'm like, fuck that. I'm going to my bed.
He'll
So
just throw you out.
it's the same as SEO. Pick your battles. If you really don't have a chance of winning and you've only got $2,000 a month and you're trying to enter the iGaming space in America, you're wasting your fucking time. You've been as well going to your bed the same as me if Mike Tyson walked through the door, because there's no point. There's just no point.
People buy 2K, a single link for 2K.
Yeah.
That space.
So
It's so competitive.
you have to pick and choose your battles and be realistic. And like I say, be open-minded. Why not go to, I don't know, Holland, for example, and sell whatever, find a real niche where the Polish people like this thing or whatever. That is where you could make a lot of money. And people don't want to think outside the box. They think they have to go after everything that everyone else is going after, all the cool stuff, CBD and all that shit. And you're like,
and then crying up that nothing works, SEO is dead.
You're like, dude, I don't want to give away my niches, right? My friends know my niches. You wouldn't believe. And they're like, fucking hell, I wish I'd thought of that first. And that is you need to think outside the box. And people often come to me, and one of the questions I get on podcasts all the time, what niches are good? And I'm like, I don't have
this question because I know it. But nobody can tell you best niche. It's your creativity, your freedom on what can you work on.
Yeah.
But I cannot force you to work on maybe best microphones as a niche. If you don't have an idea, though you don't have to write up content, but at least you need to have some decision making or understanding of the topic. Then only you can ask people to write on that stuff.
Yeah.
Else it makes no sense.
But you could sell microphones, you could sell fucking tables, you could sell cameras,
in Polish,
whatever. Like, there's millions of niches, and people come up and ask that stupid question. You're like, take your pick. Like, go find something that everyone wants.
This question is not there.
It's crazy. It gets asked a lot, man.
No, this is not there. I don't ask in general, I'm saying no hurt to anybody, but I'm not hurting anyone, but I'm just trying to say that these questions are already there. We need to talk something that you have never discussed.
Yeah.
That's how it makes a difference then.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, but yeah, I think again, think outside the box, be creative, look at other countries and look for weird fucking niches, I'll give you an example. One of my friends, it's when we used to do Amazon affiliate, and he had a website that had diesel generators on it. And I'm like, why diesel generators? Starting price, 1,500 quid.
Sales
volume, thousands a month. All the rich guys and all these guys, UK, have diesel generators. Big houses have diesel generators in case of this. People with boats have diesel generators. The volume is there. It's a high ticket item, and the commission was then good. So, and I'm like, you found a niche, diesel generators. And that's just one example. And people look at that guy and they'll be like,
Craig said diesel generator, let me make a blog on diesel generator.
Yeah, but they're like, that's a fucking shit niche, that. You're like, does it matter?
Yeah.
You're not even having to touch the product.
Yes.
Why does it matter what you fucking sell? Really? Why does it matter whether you sell?
Your opinion does not matter. Yeah. It's people, it's their requirement.
Yeah.
It's the market need.
It's a supply and demand thing. If people want to buy that bag there that you've got for all your stuff, if thousands of people want it, I'll sell that all day long. Yeah. Easy. And it's a supply and demand thing. It doesn't matter whether it's cool, CBD or whatever. Just don't tell anyone. Just do your shit and find these niches, because there's so much demand for so much stuff. Dude, I'll tell you another funny story. I'd done a podcast with a female called Holly Starks. And one of my questions was, what's the weirdest or most obscure product that you've ever sold or done SEO for? And she said, hemorrhoid cream. And I'm like, whoa, never even thought of that. But I done the hemorrhoid cream.
What's that?
Like, if you get constipation, you're trying to shit, like the parts of you that comes out, like it's called hemorrhoids. But the search volume and the amount of people who have hemorrhoids is fucking scary. Like half the population have got them, and you're like, fuck, I never even thought that could have possibly been a thing. So hemorrhoid. So that's how obscure. You could make millions selling just hemorrhoid cream. Like, so that's just a couple of examples.
But don't just go and make up a blog. Do your own stuff. Do your own research.
Yeah.
And use these things as a case study, not as the final destination to your answer.
No. But I always find it intriguing when I sit over there, how people make money in the niches that they're in. You're like, wow, never thought of that, never thought of that, never thought of that. So most of the people who are winning have sat and thought
what
outside
others
the box.
don't do.
Yeah. And that's the
Think out of the box.
That is the difference. So yeah, it's, that's the big giveaway.
Game changer.
Yeah.
So now talking about quick SEO myths that you feel is just worthless in 2025.
SEO myths. There's so many of them, out there, like, but they're more towards the Google narrative that Google keep releasing, where this doesn't work or
that does not work.
That doesn't work. I feel there's not what the darker side of SEO talk about. I don't think there's as many myths there. I think there's just so much narrative that comes from Google, you know.
It's bullshit.
That's bullshit. And, you know, it's, and the reason it happens is Google don't want us manipulating what they do, right? So they're not going to admit that what we do works. So they're saying it doesn't. And 80% of people are like sheep who believe it. And you're like, guys, you need to try and read between the lines here and understand what's going on. You're being fed a myth that's bollocks. You know, all of this stuff that, you know, they say, you know, does AI content work? Does it not? You know, Google, like, we haven't said that AI content doesn't work. We will rank AI content if we feel it serves the intent of the user and all this stuff.
Update comes and you see all the AI content sites are gone.
And you see it get fucking obliterated. Like, so
you just don't believe what Google is saying. Do the opposite, as SEOs say.
I would love AI content to work for the long term.
Yeah.
You know, I've got friends who made tools and we've built mass page websites and spammed the shit out of them. And yes, we've seen an upwards trajectory, but then we've been slapped so fucking hard that we can't recover the website. So that narrative or that myth that they're saying that it doesn't get penalized is a lie. It's just a fucking lie. They give you a bit and then slap you for it. And you're like, fuck it, you know, what you're saying and what actually happens
is different.
Are two fucking different things. And you're not going to know what these myths are until you test yourself.
Exactly.
So
exactly. Do your testing.
I am not a big fan of this myth shit. Like, I like to listen to people's opinions and then if it makes sense, I will go away and test it. So I will then try and either dispel that myth or exploit that opportunity. And that is what we have to do as SEOs. So there's so many myths, so, but that's one.
That's the biggest and most important of all. And one thing I would like to add up is just analyze the subs.
Yeah. It's there. You don't have to reinvent the wheel.
You don't have to be expert. You just have to be you need to have good analytical skills.
Yeah.
And make a better plan, smarter plan that is, you know, budget oriented.
Yeah.
You don't have to go and buy the most expensive links, but find a better way on how you can replace that.
Exactly.
Yeah. Got it. What 3 SEO tool recommendation that you would like to give?
3 SEO tools.
After blogging AI?
I think they do a good job. I think it wouldn't be one of the 3 that I would say purely because I think there's work that needs to be done on top of just using that tool for you to get the best results. It's not just a out the box solution that's going to work long term.
But 3 tools.
3 tools. I would always say
Ahrefs
or SEMrush.
It's basic.
You've got to do keyword research. You've got to do backlink analysis. Doesn't matter who you are.
Ahrefs or SEMrush, okay.
Ahrefs or SEMrush.
What AI tool you would suggest in general?
Which AI tool?
Not for writing, but in general.
God.
ChatGPT, Perplexity.
Perplexity, I would probably say, is my favorite.
For what? How do you use it in SEO?
I think the reason that I always liked Perplexity, it was the first one to show all the sources. So I think, I know now ChatGPT and everything show that as well, but Perplexity for me it makes it easy to quickly understand how that information has been pulled together. And it's
like the research part of Perplexity.
Yeah.
How it researches the
Yeah. So that I think is very useful. From an AI perspective,
And
trying to think of other tools that work well. There's so many tools. Like
one more.
God, Indexceptional. So Indexceptional. Now it's a friend of mine who owns it.
Indexing.
Yeah. So
blog indexing or backlink indexing?
Everything.
Everything.
But what they do is when you put your URLs in, they will check whether those are valid URLs first and foremost, and see if that doesn't get indexed, they will give you your credit back. So you're only being charged
for what is getting indexed.
For what is getting indexed.
That's good.
And I think that's a very fair way to do it. And, I think one of the common questions we always get asked is, what is the best indexing tool that works right now? And over the years, some work and then they don't work and all this stuff.
It's always the case. Omega used to work well. Then there have been so many links, brands that have come in and
then
gone.
Stop working. Yeah.
And that's the case. At a time, only a single tool works in. Not every tool works in. I have in my observations, for me, Omega still works decently fine. Yeah. But definitely I'll give a try to this one as well. So yeah, that is it. That's a quick short podcast that I loved shooting. I hope you guys had some value, some new insights on how you can make money using SEO, what's working, what's not working. If you haven't checked out Craig, that's rare, but if you haven't, you can definitely check him out. His socials are mentioned down below. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel, seeing me for the first time, do subscribe. I'll see you in the next one. Till then, thank you for watching. And again, thanks, man, for coming in.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you. Bye-bye.